All right, I'll be asking questions today on behalf of the media. This is Hobbs Kessler, winner of this heat of the men's 1500. Could you just walk us through the race just now?
Well, it got out pretty slow. And then at some point, I remember exactly where we started going, and I was lucky enough to get like a really good spot on the rail, not running any extra distance. So people started going and just staying in it in the race, and then the final 100 we were all right there. So I didn't want to leave anything to chance, and made sure I was in a safe position to advance.
We have a question from Doug Binder from DieStat here. Did you feel in control of that the whole time?
I felt in control the last 100 meters. As soon as we started kicking, and I kind of felt everyone else's strain, I knew I was going to make it, but I don't have very much experience with these races. So the first little bit, I didn't know how it was going to play out. So I was just kind of staying in position. But at 100 to go, I knew I had it. But before that, lack of experience. Like I didn't know how stuff was going to work.
Because of your lack of experience, do you have different expectations coming in today, or what was your plan coming in today?
Just to advance, and that's just the real day is on Sunday, and I want to come and make the team. So just to get through the round.
Since you said you had a slow start today, what are you going to change to get ready for Sunday?
Nothing, just keep at it.
We have a question here from Rachel Bachman. Were you running in new spikes for the first time, and how did they feel?
Yeah, so it's my first time racing in these new Adidas spikes, and so I love them. They weren't too much of a change from my previous spikes. So it honestly wasn't a factor. I didn't feel it at all at a disadvantage because of the spikes, possibly even an advantage. But again, about running, not the spikes.
Question from Doug Binder, DieStat. It's supposed to be super hot this weekend. How nervous are you about that?
Well, it's hot for everyone, so it's a pretty even playing field. So it just kind of changes the nature of things, but it's fair. And I was definitely getting cotton mouth a little bit on that, but I bet everyone else was too. So not worried about it.
Question from Jonathan Galt. What spikes did you wear today? Have you trained or raced in them before, and how long have you run in them?
So I believe they're called the Adidas Adizero Ambition, and I've done a few workouts in them, and I'm comfortable enough to race in them, and they weren't a huge factor. I just did the race and wasn't thinking about the spikes the entire race.
Reminder to the media, if you have any questions, please feel free to raise your hand so we know to wait for you. Question from Pat Graham, Associated Press. How much does youth help against veterans?
Well, I think it's a disadvantage in that I'm less physically mature and less experienced, but I'm out here and just having a good time, and people are this is like the most important race of their life, and I'm just out here going after it. So it's a little bit more fun, I would say.
Yeah. Question from Tom Shad, USA Today. This was your first race as a pro. Has it sunk in yet that this is now your career?
It hasn't, and I don't know how long it will take, but it's pretty amazing, and I'm very, very grateful.
Question from Doug Binder, DieStat. What did you think of the coast and the track up at Mackenzie?
Oh, it was beautiful. I don't know. It was awesome to go up there, and I would love to race there. It's such a nice spot.
Yeah. And if the media has any more questions. Okay, a question from Weldon Johnson. Was turning pro a distraction at all, or were you able to just focus on your training?
I wish it wasn't, but it definitely was. And even with having a lot of adults I really trust, like my folks and coaches and family friends, kind of helping me do it and doing most of the leg work, it still was really stressful and definitely weighed down on me for a long time. But now that I know what I'm doing, like the coast is clear, and I'm just focused on these races.
What are you going to be doing between now and the next race? How are you going to prepare?
I'm going to be playing Mario Kart.
Very nice. Did you bring your Switch with you?
My old Wii. So I've been playing it all weekend.
Nice.
All week.
Another question from Weldon Johnson. What advice did Ronnie give you before the race? Was there any concern about being boxed in?
Yeah, I'm curious to what he thought about race. But I was just given a good spot on the rail, where I was in contact, and I knew it'd open up in the last 100. So uh, I was I was not too worried I was going to get boxed in, but um, I just kind of went with the flow and raced like I knew how, and so I think we'll be happy with that.
And if we have any other questions from the media, please raise your hand. We do. We got lots of questions today. Question from Eddie Pels, asking people about the very hot weekend we've got coming up. Any memories of your hottest races or practices, or anything you can do to combat it?
Ron and Nick have developed a few tips and tricks over the years, so we're kind of using those. But it's the heat got me a little bit today, and I've definitely blown up in workouts because of heat. But again, it's hot for everyone, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm just gonna try to prepare myself the best I can.
Question from Weldon Johnson. After this race, do you feel like you can run with all the pros?
Um, after the season, my confidence grew race after race. So going into this, I viewed it as I was just one of them, and I was gonna race like I was just one of them. So.
And if you have any other questions in the chat, please raise your hand. That looks like all we have from the media right now. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Great, thank you.